Men can lie. What I tell you, men can lie. So you,
Tell them you were once spoiled.
yes.
Sure.
I never had people near who can talk to me, advise, counsels, but
Yeah.
it has helped me to forget the past. As I told you earlier, I was a polite student at school.
A smart one. All right, ladies and gentlemen who are watching us today, my name is Sam again, and welcome to another episode of Walks and Talks, where we walk to random people and then they tell us about the walks of their life as they talk to you out there. We hope it's going to inspire somebody out there. And of course, we are all about spreading a positive mindset. As always, I'm going to introduce her in a little bit. I'm going to let her talk about herself in a while. But first, I want to thank you who is watching us out there for always staying with us. It's just the beginning, so if you stick around to the very end and stay with us to the time the channel will grow, we shall be very grateful and God will bless you. Madam, you're really welcome.
Thank you. My name is Alice Wabule. I'm a tailor, resident of Nantabulira.
Yeah, Nanta, here we are in Seta. Is it still part of Seta?
Yes, Seta Mukono.
Seta is in Mukono in Uganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is tailoring the only thing you do as per now?
No, I sell even clothes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you sell clothes. So why did you choose tailoring?
Tailoring is a work and symbol. Is what tailoring is the work you can just watch someone doing. You also sit and do it.
Outside there, people underrate it. They underestimate the power of tailoring. It is always looked at as if it is something which is done by people who have failed, especially in Uganda here. I understand if you're doing it on a large scale, it is understandable that you're making money out of it. So how do you deal with that pressure of being a tailor, like a tailoress, actually, in Uganda, where it is looked at as one of the least paying jobs?
For me, on my side, I like my work and I enjoy it.
Definitely.
Yes, and I have benefited from it.
Yeah, so
I have got very many things from it. I have educated my children. I have bought some land. Apart from maybe this economy, which brought some changes.
I understand.
But sewing is not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you who's out there who always thinks tailoring is a very low paying thing, it is he who is doing it who knows. And the
Yes.
people who do it know what it comes with. Is it something that you specifically studied at school or you just learned when you came out of secondary school?
I learned it after out of school. And I learned it when I'm mature enough with children. Yes.
Did you go to school like secondary?
Yes.
What was interesting? Do you still remember some interesting things around school? How was it being a school girl back then?
Was nice.
Was nice.
Yeah.
Did you meet any challenges?
In school. Yeah, challenges are there. Sometimes they can take you when you don't have enough requirements, personal needs.
Yeah.
Also, some peer groups there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and other many things.
You don't look like when you talk of peer groups. I don't expect you to have involved in it because you look a humble person.
Yeah, but I got spoiled with those sharp girls.
So you had sharp girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what it meant to be a student, especially back then, where there was a lot of bullying and also pressure from the students above us. Would you mind telling us a little bit about peer pressure? Because also we have students who are currently at school, and parents have to know about how to deal with the child in case it is the child. It seems like the child is spoiled by a peer group. How was your experience, and what do you think are some of the mistakes you have made in the peer group? What do you think led you there?
Some of the mistakes we parents we make, sometimes we don't listen to our children. But for me, what I know, we need to be friendly to our children, to listen to them, so that we can get what they pass through from their different schools.
Mm. Yeah, also, I believe a parent might not sometimes know that a child is doing something, because if a child is spoiled, if the child knows I'm a bad child, they will not always tell the parent. I believe you didn't tell daddy that you were getting spoiled then.
For me, Ella, even my parents did not believe because they knew me as an innocent girl. But those peer groups.
Yeah. I understand what that means. Do you feel like it has changed your way of life up to now? Do you think you recovered your way of living? Do you think you are on the direct path that you had still wanted to be in?
No, not like as I expected. Yeah.
So you didn't. I can say you didn't want to be a tailor back then. I know you didn't want to be a tailor, as you wanted to be maybe an engineer.
You know, when you grow up with many things that I will be a nurse, I'll be a lawyer, I'll be a doctor.
I understand.
So when you end up misusing your chances, it brings you to go. But I cannot regret because this work is good for me.
Yeah.
You do it at your own time, no pressure.
There's no pressure.
Yeah.
Did God bless you with children?
Yeah.
So how do you? I know now you have some experience, especially at school, and you have children at school right now.
Yes.
I believe by now you know the best way to handle them. You can tell if a child is spoiled, can you?
Yeah.
Without them telling you.
I talk every day. I can't go to bed minus
Do you
advising them.
Do you tell them you were once spoiled?
Yes.
Sure.
I tell them.
Most people.
For me, I always tell them all my story. I tell them.
Exactly.
And another thing, I always tell them that for me, I never had people near who can talk to me, advise, counsels. Yeah. But for me, I'm there for them to counsel them.
They are lucky that you had the experience to talk to them right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So, are you a religious person as well?
Yes.
How does religion help you, especially to be a better parent right now?
Yeah, it has helped me to stand for praying to pray for your children. It has helped me to forget the past. It has helped me in many things.
Yeah, so which religion is it, if I may ask?
Wanji?
Which religion is it?
I'm a born again.
Born again, that's Christianity.
Yes.
How do you look at Christianity right now? I'm also a Christian, but I'm a Christian of these days. Were you a Christian back then, or you also just received Christ recently, or like in the past few years?
Just the past few years.
Yeah, so meaning I wanted to ask you how religion used to be then, how Christianity used to be back then, compared to what we are seeing right now. Because what we are seeing right now, it looks like religion is kind of out of hand. Yeah. I don't know what it was like before, but I believe it is out of hand. Do you believe so?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is it anyway. Has religion, has it also shaped your job as a tailoress?
Yeah.
Sure. In what ways?
What?
How has it helped you to has it raised your work as a tailoress?
Yeah.
Sure.
They always pray for our work. Sometimes they give me some work like Sunday uniforms, choir uniforms. They also lift me up.
Yeah, which is very okay. So, for the people within here, like, what especially do you make as a tailoress, if I must know? Because I also love fashion, but I don't have any.
Yeah, for us, we make African wears, like African shirts, dresses, African wears.
Yeah. So for you who's watching us, we are actually not far from Kampala. It's not far from here, so tailoring could be a good thing. And also, if you're watching us from Uganda, if you're within the areas of Mukono, Kampala, you can always check around. We have this shop around Nama over here. And I believe if you need to, do you have exposure to materials in town? Do you know where people can buy from exclusively, like in wholesale, if they can reach out to you?
Yeah.
So you can reach out to her. Later, she's going to give us her number, but we are still moving on with her. We shall come back to tailoring. Let's first go back to school. Are you free with that?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So I used to be a stubborn child at school, but I was from a Christian family. Back then, I was born a Christian, born again. I've also had a lot of bad experiences with life, but that aside, I don't regret. And I used to do very many funny things at school, and I've not told anyone out here. I've never told anyone yet up to now. Like nobody can believe it. I look polite, and I'm lucky that I met someone who also had that kind of experience. What is the funniest thing you did as a stubborn child at school? Were you suspended on something?
At school, no. As I told you earlier, I was a polite student at school.
A smart one.
Yeah, likeable, as everyone likes me.
Did you ever steal?
No.
Sure.
No.
But that is something everybody did at school.
Even right now, I cannot steal.
No, right now, of course, you cannot steal. We already know what it is.
But I've never stolen, eh?
Back then, I believe 90% of students do steal at school. At stubborn students, not so. 90% of stubborn students, yeah, they do. So what do you remember? What did it punish you in any way at school back then? Like, were you caught doing something wrong and then you feel like it wasn't what you deserved?
No. Even getting pregnant, they had sent me home for money for registration. Reaching home is when I felt sick. I did not go back to school again. Yeah.
Yeah, so how about getting pregnant? Did your parents treat you well? How did they perceive you? I understand it is very stressing for you to send a child to school and then she gets pregnant. Did they welcome you the way you were? Or were you just close to senior four when you got it so that they didn't mind so much? Did they feel like that was the end for them and they didn't take you back to school?
Yeah, it was a big challenge because I was not staying with my parents. I was staying with my auntie. So they were also a bit worried, eh? But they encouraged me not to abort.
Yeah, of course.
They took good care of me until I gave birth.
You didn't fear the parents, did you?
Yeah, I feared because they treated me. I was sick. I got sick.
Yeah.
They treated me from different hospitals, but I did not tell them the truth that I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Until they went to the main hospital, Mbale.
After some time, even.
Yes, is when the doctor recovered.
Hey. So I'm going to ask you this in good faith. I'm not saying it might happen, but how would you perceive now? Do you have a girl child?
Yeah.
What if she tells you, "Mommy, I'm pregnant," so you get to know that she's pregnant right now? How would you perceive it? Will you be welcoming, basing on the fact that you've ever had that experience and you know what it means to be pregnant at school, or would it irritate you also so much?
Yeah, like we parents, when your child has got pregnant, you have nothing to do with it. On this first side, we be rude on them because we don't want it to happen. But once it has happened, we have no.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't chase her, you can't refuse her.
Yeah, so that is for the parents. You can't chase her, you can't do something. But for the girl who is listening out there, please, it's not a chance to get pregnant because the parent will welcome you now. Do not do that. Actually, you should talk to the girl child yourself. Can you advise them in a bit?
Yeah, girls out there, I advise you to study hard. Don't be deceived with boys. Men can lie. What I tell you, men can lie. So you concentrate on your studies. If your parents don't have money for further studies, the tailoring is also a good job. Hair dressing is also a good job. You can join any course, which is simple for you, which can help you in your future. But don't misuse your life for the sake of money, for the sake of good things. Competition with other girls, or copying, copying, because you've seen
someone
the other one has a nice dress. You also go to the big man to buy for your dress. You are going to end up dying. Nowadays, there is AIDS.
There is AIDS, yeah.
Sometimes girls fear pregnancy,
But
but they don't
AIDS.
fear AIDS.
Exactly.
So I advise you take care of yourself because we need you.
They should fear God also.
Yeah, they should be God fearing.
That was for the girl child out there. Do you have something for a boy child as well?
Yeah, even boys, I have them. I advise them also to study hard, to wait until the right time comes. Because you cannot bring someone's child when you don't have anything to feed or take care of her. Yeah, you cannot bring someone's daughter when your parents are still helping you also. So I advise my boys out there to take care, to be careful, to avoid peer groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like for a boy child, it is even worse because they might not get pregnant, which is okay, but there's a lot that they get exposed to. There is drug abuse.
Yeah.
There are some bad habits out there.
Yes.
Which is something which is not good for a boy child. So I hope you actually have heard from a mother. She's a mother, she's a parent, and we are talking from people's perspective of their experience with life. I believe this is going to change your life out there. Have you ever helped someone come out of a bad situation, especially someone who has gone through a bad exposure like you, or a bad habit, or maybe a boy who has, for example, been exposed to drug abuse or an addiction? Have you ever helped anybody?
Yeah, I've helped very many people. And even I told my children, if they are not serious with their studies, for me, I'm going back to study for as a counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they don't study hard, their mother will go back.
That's interesting. That means you're passionate about healing people out there,
Yeah.
and you have a good mindset. Going back to
Yeah.
study is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you wait on, you can also study further for this. I believe you're doing just tailoring, but you can
Yeah.
also go and advance in fashion and design. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. There can be chances out there for you to do that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Okay.
So it's no time to give up on anything. Please be a good child while at school. Yeah. So
Yeah, to be open to their parents. When something hard to them, they should be open to their parents.
another thing that I would love to ask you, parents are having a hard time these days, especially there is technology. Children have phones everywhere. The education system is somehow changing. How are you balancing that? Because you don't have to also hide the child from technology. The child has to know that technology is outside there. The child has to be on the internet. But also the internet has a lot of things. Are you giving your children phones and are they free with it at home? Or you say no time for phones right now?
Yeah, phones at home are there, but I advise them because sometimes they say, "Mommy, we are learning from the what network over net." They get their studies from there, so I advise them not to go on other things.
Yeah.
Because those phones have bad. There are some pictures which are not good there.
Yeah.
But the knowledge is not bad.
Yeah.
Like you. Now, I'm very happy with you.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm also going to be seen everywhere.
And you're going to change somebody's life out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are running out of film, but I believe there's a lot that we can still talk about.
Okay.
We shall go for a short break, or if it doesn't work out, we shall do another episode with you.
Okay.
Anyway, we meet you whether at home. Would you love us to come home?
Yeah, you are welcome.
Thank you for welcoming us and thank you for your time. Do you have a few last words in just 30 seconds for the people out there?
Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. And I would like to say thank you and also to help other youth outside there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just read your number briefly in case of someone wants to contact you for business.
Yeah. My number is 0709 251589.
What's your name again?
Alice Wabule.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching us. We shall continue later on another episode. Please like us, follow us. We have a lot of inspirations coming. We want to set a positive mindset out there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.